Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and what a pleasure it is to be here nearing the end of day 2 at Central Minex 2024 in the beautiful town of Gander, Newfoundland. Thanks to our good friends at Calibre for sponsoring today's conversation. Real thought leaders for sure, making sure everybody's voice is heard. Paul, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Well, I'm Paul Shelley. I'm currently the president and CEO of Work Global Canada, which is the largest immigration recruiting company in Eastern Canada right now. We're out of St. John's, but we have offices now throughout Atlantic Canada, and now looking at going out west. And matter of fact, in a couple of more months, probably we'll be set up for our first international office in the Philippines.
Wow.
So we're expanding.
Unbelievable. Are you ever? I know that you're providing great services, bringing people in to meet the workforce needs. Certainly in this sector, the mining sector, are you seeing good opportunity here?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when mining is flourishing at this time, it's the right time to get there. And what I encourage companies to do, like I do in all sectors, is be proactive. We have an aging population within the province, and make sure you know who your employees are, what their plans are, their age, the demographics, and plan ahead, because immigration recruiting is not a quick shot. It takes months to prepare, and it takes time, so to be proactive about it.
Yeah, and that's a great piece of advice, Paul, for sure. Kind of understand where your workforce is moving, because as you so rightly point out, if you need to backfill those people, that's a process in and of itself. But a guy like you, when you need the type of talent that you need, you know where to find it. You know where to go in the world to go find it. That's a real skill for sure.
Absolutely, and we do that. I mean, for example, for fish plant workers this year in Mexico, in other different countries, we try to fit the clientele with where we can find a resource for them that fits them. Interesting enough, with mining, it's all over the world.
Right.
We're in the Philippines. We're in Africa right now, dealing with a bunch of countries there. So we're finding we try to make that fit. That's why we suggest to people to give us the time to do that work. And I also suggest to them, start at a small level. If you need 2 mechanics or 2 electricians or whatever it is, or specific to mining, give us the time and be proactive in finding the right person that fits you for the long term.
You know, and many of these companies, Paul, are very keen on, certainly Calibre for sure, very keen on ensuring that they've got great local companies working with them to solve their challenge. You're Newfoundland and Labrador based company, you're there to support.
Absolutely, that's what I feel good about. I mean, we started this company 12 years ago, and at that time, just after I left government, we were doing all our immigration in this province through Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. And they were basically landing people at the airport as a number. Nothing else happened. There was no connection. There was no follow-up. That's one thing really bothered me. And another thing I'd like to mention today is more and more, as a matter of fact, just recently, the number of scams from recruiting agencies around the world, and is well known. As a matter of fact, some say it's probably the most prevalent now of any industry in the world with immigration, especially coming to Canada. People want to get to Canada, they'll pay for it. So just as recent as a couple of days ago, we helped 2 families coming to Newfoundland who had been scammed last year, lost all the money, flights didn't work, nothing worked, so we came out and helped them, and I'm happy to say they're all in Newfoundland now, safe and sound with their children.
You know, that's something that companies should really think about, right? You think you can save a little bit of money and try to do this yourself and make it all work. This complicated business, you need pros in the room, and that's you guys.
Well, absolutely, and I make no bones about it. It's 12 years of experience we have. We've gone from a staff of 3 to about 35 now, and we have all that experience of 12 years, and our experience is because over 80% of our staffing are actually immigrants from all over the world who've gone through the process. So they understand it well. As a matter of fact, when we helped some people a couple of days ago that I mentioned, the lady in our office, Catherine Salvador, who's the new COO, is from the Philippines. And she knew exactly the process, exactly what they were going through, and it was a great service. So we're providing a good service, a safe and legal service, and that's what we needed.
Yeah, you know, I love that, right? You're hiring people on your own team that have been through the process. They know the pitfalls, they've felt the pain, they've gone through the emotions, and they can be quite empathetic to those clients coming in.
Absolutely, and to be honest with you, it was the logical thing to do in our mind. This lady that I mentioned, Catherine Salvador, who we officially appointed a week ago publicly, she came here as a casual worker. and started in our service just doing administrative work. She advanced to HR, then to HR manager, and 4 years later, she's here with her family. They have 3 kids now, and they're living in St. John's. Her friends are coming, her relatives are coming, and they're contributing to the economy and to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and that's what it's all about.
That's a life-changing story right there.
Absolutely it is.
Isn't that amazing, right? That you can take somebody who just arrived, help them out right from the beginning. But you're right. Not only have you changed their life, but she will go on to change so many other lives.
It's so rewarding. And every day we have that. We had tears in the office yesterday when the families that landed came to our office. We provided lunch. We had a great chat with them. They were 6 days traveling with a 13-month-old. And so Catherine, when it was all over, said to us, now this is what this work is all about. And she's absolutely right.
And that's why these companies here should be paying attention to what you're saying. I mean, it's this type of service, this true compassion for the people that are coming in. All, you know, the byproduct of it all is you get a worker in your company, right? But it's a much more beautiful story than that, isn't it?
It really is, you know, and it's all about we have very little turnover within our staff. For a simple fact, we're like a family there. We don't even call ourselves a team anymore, it's a family. And people that work for us are so into what they're doing, because besides getting paid, which everybody wants to get paid, the fulfillment of what you do and how you change people's lives. Yeah. That's why I tell the employers every day when I'm talking, be proactive, do it early. Make sure you do due diligence with any company you're dealing with to make sure they're legit and they're doing the proper processes. And if you want this for long term, do it on a small scale. See what the process is like, how long it takes, how much it costs. All of those things come out as you utilize the services.
Paul, the way you describe what it is that you do, it's less transactional with a company and more you're part of their team. You're part of their growth model.
Yeah, you're exactly right, you know. So we sit down with all these different companies. They tell us what their plans in the future are. We feel that. And of course, we become a part of their team, of building their team. Yeah. And the appropriate people and getting the people that fit their systems and what they want for the future.
Paul, you continue to make a great difference here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you very much for everything that you do. We appreciate you being on the conversation. And our good friends at Caliber would like you to have this ball cap.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
We'll see you again.
Thank you.